The two friends were in Spain and just off the Gran Canaria coast. That's when they saw something approaching. They could tell it wasn't a sea creature. They panicked when they spotted something on its back. That wasn't all. Something was trailing after it. They dismissed the idea of it being a dolphin because of the color, but the shape didn't give them answers either. The kayakers looked at each other when they realized something was strange. They spent as much time as possible in the water, so they knew much about marine life. They realized something was wrong when they noticed it moving strangely. No fish or dolphin or even jellyfish would swim like this. The animals seemed to struggle. Once they realized what they saw, they knew they had to do something. The animal was lost amid unusual transparent objects. They had to work fast if they wanted to keep the animal alive. They had no idea how much time they had left. Whatever was hidden by the mess needed urgent assistance, and only humans could help. It made sense why it had worked so hard to make it through the current. However, it was odd because humans are considered the enemy of sea life. This creature was lucky to have found two men who adored nature and wanted to protect it. One of the men leaped out of the kayak and swam a short distance to the mysterious mass. This had now become a rescue mission. It wasn't without danger. The man still didn't know exactly what it was he was trying to save after all. The other kayaker had now gotten into a position where he could scoop the creature out of the water and only hope he wouldn't get bitten while trying to help. They finally had a chance to look at what the mysterious animal was. As soon as he had a firm grip, he hoisted the animal into the boat, and it stopped wriggling. They both knew exactly what it was now. Hidden in a disguise of plastic bags, shredded, tangled, and wrapped around it. But it was undeniable. The exhausted, mysterious animal was a rather tired sea turtle. There was still a huge problem looming. You see, the kayaker had to struggle for a while because his rescue mission was far from being over. The men got to work while the turtle lay still. The turtle had the misfortune of swimming through a net of plastic. That was the strange mass that had been trailing behind it and hindering it. One kayaker pulled out a knife that he luckily had on him and began the delicate process of untangling the plastic from around the animal. Freeing the turtle didn't take too long, and the unnamed man smiled while he helped. After inspecting the turtle a few times and turning it this way and that, he was satisfied that he had gotten every last scrap and nothing was embedded in any folds of skin. The kayaker kissed the cooperative turtle on the head before lowering it back into the ocean. News of the rescue made its rounds on the internet, and many users expressed and shared gratitude and praise. The production of plastic took off in the 1950s and was hailed as an inexpensive and convenient alternative for packaging and storage. Since then, estimates put the amount we produced at around 9.2 billion tons. Unfortunately, a staggering 6.9 billion tons of all plastic produced has become waste. Scientists were horrified to discover that between 5.3 million and 14 million tons make its way into our oceans each year. Even more troubling news is that it's unclear just how long it will take for the plastic waste to biodegrade completely. Scientists estimate a range from 450 years to, possibly, never. But foreign substances in the orifices or plastics wrapping around them are not the only things turtles have to deal with when it comes to our waste. Yet another big ocean dweller is affected by plastic, but unlike the beluga whale. Pilot whales swallow the plastic unknowingly. The plastic gets stuck in their digestive systems, and the more it builds up, the less the whale can eat. Eventually, they end up starving because of the blockage caused by the plastic. There are so many cases of seals and sea lions having plastic around their necks, and even though there are people out there who search them out and help, not all of them are so lucky. And the worst part is that even if they cut it off, the animals might end up in the same position because there is just so much plastic in their habitats. How many fish have lost their homes because of a piece of plastic? Corals are home to a vast variety of ocean creatures, but it's well known that some of the world's most famous corals are starting to bleach. They're slowly dying, and we don't know how to stop it. The bleaching might not be caused by plastic, but it does have some other effects on corals that could be just as harmful to the coral and the creatures that call it home. The effects of plastic on corals have been studied in 8 different Pacific regions, and the results are shocking. It turns out that plastic actually makes corals more susceptible to disease development. But that's not all that happens. The contact between the plastic and the coral actually physically injures the corals. The physical damage the plastic causes to the coral tissues promotes the infection caused by the bacteria present on the plastic. Thus, the coral becomes sicker and sicker the longer the plastic is on it. Doesn't that prove that we need to combat the plastic problem before it starts devastating entire habitats? Our ocean is currently so filled with plastic that there is a huge pile of trash swirling in the water, and it even has a name. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is the name given to the 99,419-mile area that houses the trash. That's an area nearly 3 times the size of France. The garbage patch is located better Hawaii in California and is the largest accumulation of ocean plastic in the world. There are a ton of different items in the garbage patch, ranging from household products to fishing nets. Even though there are efforts to clean up the patch, it's still causing damage to a wide variety of ocean dwellers on a daily basis. Are you ready to make just a few small adjustments to your everyday life to reduce the amount of plastic waste in the oceans? Take a reusable bag with you to the grocery store. It's estimated that the U.S. alone accounts for 100 billion disposable plastic bags each year. By reusing your shopping bag, this amount could decrease significantly. Another painless way to reduce plastic waste is to skip straws. Americans throw away 500 million plastic single-use straws every day. That amounts to about 1.5 per person. Buy stainless steel reusable straws or paper straws. The environment will thank you for it. Lastly, avoid products that contain microbeads and search for natural alternatives. These microbeads make their way into the ocean and get ingested by virtually all marine animals. Sea turtles are becoming increasingly at risk of endangerment and are less frequently seen in their natural habitat as a result of pollution. Plastic bags and waste items are often mistaken not only by the age-old inhabitants but by others as well. So if you would untangle a turtle in the ocean, then let's stop putting plastic there too. Reduce, reuse, recycle. In order to protect the privacy of those depicted, some names, locations, and identifying characteristics have been changed and are products of the author's imagination. Any resemblances to actual events, places, or persons, living or dead, are entirely coincidental.